Welcome to Timeless Sparks, the channel where echoes of wisdom reach across centuries and where every story brings a new spark to light. Today, we enter the enchanted circle of a man whose words have crossed deserts, empires, and languages. A figure cloaked in mysticism, poetry, and an unending longing for the beloved. His name is Jalal ad-Din Muhammad Rumi, known to the world simply as Rumi. But before he became the poet whose words ignite millions, Rumi was a young boy, born in the city of Balkh in 1207. This was a world teetering on the edge, a world threatened by Mongol storms rolling in from the east. As the flames of war approached, Rumi's family set out on a journey for safety, walking roads dusted by exile and longing. They wandered through the Persian heartlands, crossed ancient cities, and finally planted their roots in the Turkish town of Konya. In Konya, the young Rumi grew under the careful tutelage of his father, a noted theologian and spiritual guide. The house was alive with the sounds of study, Quran recitation weaving with debate, the scent of ink brightening the air. By the time he reached manhood, he was already a respected scholar and teacher, rigorous, eloquent, wise. But life, as with all of us, had a lesson destined for his heart. One autumn day in 1244, a mysterious wanderer named Shams of Tabriz arrived in Konya. Shams was a seeker, unpredictable as fire, burning for the truth that lay beyond words, creeds, and forms. The moment the two souls met, something shifted, not just in Rumi, but perhaps in the pulse of history itself. Rumi's world, carefully ordered, bounded by law and tradition, was overturned by the wild, untamed spirit of Shams. They spoke for hours, days. Legend tells us they went into seclusion for 40 days, drinking deeply from each other's wisdom. Rumi, the jurist, the preacher, began to dissolve. What replaced his old identity was a flame that burned only for the divine. In that fierce companionship, Rumi learned to listen, not just with his mind, but with his soul. Through Shams, he saw that love could be the path and destination, the question and the answer. But every fire has its cost. Rumi's family and students grew jealous, anxious about the bond. And then, as abruptly as he entered, Shams vanished. Some say he was murdered by those threatened by his influence. Others say he simply disappeared, drawn by fate down the endless road once more. Rumi was inconsolable. He searched for Shams, wandering Konya, crying out in grief. But in that agony, his heart discovered a secret. The beloved he longed for was an ocean inside himself. The ache became poetry. A torrent of verses poured forth, his Masnavi and Divan-e Shams of Tabrizi. With each line, he called to infinite love. He wrote,
"What you seek is seeking you."
Rumi's themes are timeless. We are waves returning to the sea. Sorrow is a doorway to transformation. Every heart mirrors God's splendor. His words travel across ages, continents, and cultures, from ancient tea houses to modern screens. Each December, thousands gather at his tomb in Konya, marking his wedding night, a merging with the beloved. Rumi's enduring message: love is the fire that seeks, burns, transforms, and returns us to ourselves. Thank you for joining us on this journey with Rumi. If his story has kindled something within you, let it glow. Like, share, and subscribe to Timeless Sparks for more wisdom that shapes our souls.
You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop.